You know what? Let me say this too. Let me say this too, y'all. Is
Okay, Bombay.
you cannot defend evil. Okay? You can't make excuses for it. You can't defend it. I don't care who that person is to you. I don't care what relationship you have to this person. You have got to make a decision in your life that you will stand with what is right to do, what is true, the truth. You cannot defend evil people because evil people will never learn. They will never be held accountable. And you don't help people when you don't help them be accountable. You don't help people when you try to protect people. You try to protect people that, like, if they did the crime, you got to do the time. Like, there's at no point is any man getting off from what he does. I don't care. People think that justice doesn't happen because they don't see justice. No, God is making sure justice is coming one way or another. It doesn't matter what people talking about. It don't matter what people say. I tell you right now. But if you love somebody, you cannot protect the evil that they do. You can't, because you put the innocent at the expense. They are the expense. Anytime you're putting another person under the bus, or you're dismissing them or disacknowledging their pain or their suffering and letting somebody get away with it because of whatever your circumstances or whatever your reason, you better go homeless for justice. You better go homeless to do what's right. You better go trust and lean on God rather than any other person in your existence than to lean on evil and think that protecting somebody evil is gonna protect you. Because when they come down, baby, you getting brought down too. You part of the same tree. That's the same branch. Because anybody that's not with God, anybody that doesn't stand with truth, doesn't stand with the life, doesn't stand with on the way, in the way, walk in the way. No. Because if you going the wrong way, you not on the right way. You don't know the way. We know the way to life, to truth, to justice, to enjoyment of your life, to peace, to prosperity, to a future. Do you want those things? Because we can give you those things. God can give you those things. But you have to also recognize that just because everybody in life is doing something a certain way doesn't make it right. And if you keep doing what's wrong and thinking it's right because the majority says so, then you're going to be terribly mistaken when you realize that there are people who actually hold people accountable for things. And that is by the Spirit of God. And if man does get away with it here in his lifetime on earth, he's not about to get away with it a moment longer. As soon as he gives that last breath, the last breath, he's already meeting Jesus before he's about finished. Court is in session. We think that God's not going to have court. We all got a court date. I don't know why people be thinking like, you talk about judgment, you're talking about sentencing. You're talking about where he produces all the evidence and then gives you your sentence. He picks your punishment. And those are for our thoughts and our actions, the things that we've done. Now you can ask, the best thing you could do is ask him for forgiveness and actually get the healing and learn the lessons. And salvation is not free. You have to give your life. You have to lay down your life. Because if you think that you're going to have life by trying to just hold on to yours, you're going to lose it. But when you give up your life, that's when you're going to find it. And that's just the way that it is. And there's no other way to that. And the world has us thinking you can get about it another way. And you can't. You're not able to move on or grow or get out of that place because you haven't acknowledge what you've done to God. You knew it was wrong. You know it was wrong. Admit that to God and say, God, I'm wrong for this and I don't want to do this. I don't want to be this. Admit who you are right now, where you are right now, the truth, so you can have real change. God is not going to acknowledge a lie or someone you pretend to be, that you're bringing to him as your whole person and doing the whole act of surrender and stuff. You really have to recognize that the things that we've done, the how we speak to other people, how we treat our neighbor matters. Our own prejudices, our own selfishness, tendencies, and triggers based off of people who have sinned against us. It's not like you haven't also been sinned against. You have. And sin is only here to destroy, steal, and kill. It's an evil thing. It's an evil thing, and men are lured into it gradually by Satan and by the lust of the flesh and the pride of life and, the lust of the eyes. You have to be very guarded with what you allow in your life, because your life is a spiritual experience. And however you're experiencing it right now is a spiritual, sometimes it can be a spiritual prison. It can really point to a place that you need to take to the only one who could forgive you and cleanse you and change you and use you and honor you and raise you up and astound the people around you and set you free from whatever you feel like you're bound by or you feel like you can't get away from. I promise you can get away from it. I promise you he will get you out of it. I promise you he will renew your mind, your thinking, your feeling.